Ancient battlefields, the rise and fall of legendary armies. The ancient world was shaped as much by its wars as by its civilizations. Across vast deserts, towering mountains, and sprawling grasslands, battles raged, pitting the mightiest empires against one another. It was on these battlefields that empires rose and fell. Legendary armies forged their names, and the course of history was forever altered. Through the dust of time, their stories emerge, revealing the power, the strategies, and the sacrifices that define them. Chapter 1. The Armies of Egypt and the Battle of Kadesh. Around 1274 BCE, on the plains near the city of Kadesh, two of the most powerful armies of the ancient world clashed. The Egyptians under Pharaoh Ramesses II and the Hittites led by King Muwatalli II. This battle is recorded as one of the earliest in history, where the tactics, strengths, and failures of each side were meticulously chronicled. The Egyptians deployed an army of chariots and infantry, organized into divisions named after their gods: Amun, Ra, Ptah, and Set. Ramesses aimed to surprise the Hittite forces, but was caught off guard by the Hittite chariots, which were swifter and more maneuverable. The Egyptians were nearly overrun, but in a last, desperate effort, Ramesses rallied his troops, charging into the heart of the Hittite forces. Although the battle ended in a stalemate, it laid the foundation for one of the earliest peace treaties. Kadesh taught ancient armies the importance of military intelligence and strategic alliances. This lesson would echo through time, influencing the tactics of future generals across the ancient world. Chapter 2. The Spartan Phalanx and the Battle of Thermopylae. In 480 BCE, as the Persian Empire surged toward Greece, a coalition of Greek city-states sought to defend their homeland at the narrow pass of Thermopylae. King Leonidas of Sparta, with a small force of 300 Spartans and allied soldiers, took a stand against Xerxes' vast Persian army. This battle would become a symbol of resistance and sacrifice. The Spartans wielded the phalanx formation, where soldiers stood shoulder to shoulder, shields locked, spears aimed forward. This formation was nearly impenetrable, especially in the tight confines of the pass. For 3 days, Leonidas and his warriors held off waves of Persian attacks, their resilience stunning the invaders. But a traitor revealed a hidden path to the Persians, allowing them to flank the Greeks. Although the Spartans fell, their courage inspired all of Greece. The Battle of Thermopylae marked the beginning of the end for Xerxes' ambitions, as Greek forces would soon unite to repel the invaders. The legacy of Thermopylae lived on, teaching that determination and unity could triumph even in the face of insurmountable odds. The Macedonian conquests and the Battle of Gaugamela. In 331 BCE, Alexander the Great, king of Macedonia, led his army against the might of the Persian Empire at the Battle of Gaugamela. Darius III's forces outnumbered Alexander's, and the Persian king counted on his numerical superiority to crush the Macedonian invasion. However, Alexander's tactical genius would turn the tide. Alexander's army was a disciplined force, with his famed companion cavalry at its heart. He used an oblique approach, drawing Darius's troops to one side of the battlefield. Then, in a swift and daring maneuver, Alexander exploited a gap in the Persian lines, charging directly toward Darius. Caught off guard, Darius fled, leaving his army to crumble. The victory at Gaugamela shattered the Persian Empire and solidified Alexander's place as a master strategist. His conquests introduced the world to new tactics, blending Greek phalanx formations with swift cavalry charges, and his influence reached as far as India, shaping warfare across the ancient world. Chapter 4. The Roman Legions and the Battle of Cannae. In 216 BCE, during the Second Punic War, Rome faced a threat like no other in the form of Carthaginian general Hannibal Barca. At the Battle of Cannae, Hannibal's tactical prowess would bring the mighty Roman legions to their knees in one of the most devastating defeats in history. The Roman army, overconfident in their strength, marched in massive numbers against Hannibal's smaller force. Hannibal, however, anticipated their moves and devised a trap. He arranged his troops in a crescent shape, placing his weakest forces in the center. As the Romans advanced, the Carthaginian center slowly retreated, drawing the Romans deeper into the trap. Once the Romans were fully committed, Hannibal's cavalry attacked from the sides, encircling the legions in a deadly embrace. The result was a massacre, with tens of thousands of Roman soldiers lost. Cannae became a tactical lesson in the perils of overconfidence and the brilliance of Hannibal's double envelopment maneuver. Though Rome eventually won the war, Cannae served as a stark reminder of their vulnerability. Chapter 5. The Qin Army and the Unification of China. In the 3rd century BCE, the state of Qin, under the leadership of Ying Zheng, later known as Emperor Qin Shi Huang, sought to unify China, which had been divided among warring states for centuries. The Qin army, equipped with advanced weaponry and strict discipline, became a powerful force that swept across the land, bringing each kingdom to heel. Qin soldiers were armed with the crossbow, a revolutionary weapon that allowed them to strike from a distance with precision. The Qin also implemented rigorous training and strict hierarchies within their ranks. Their legalist policies promoted unity and obedience, creating a disciplined force that could act swiftly and efficiently. By 221 BCE, the Qin army had subdued all rival states, uniting China under a single emperor for the first time. The Qin unification changed the course of Chinese history, setting the stage for the rise of the Chinese Empire. The Qin army's disciplined approach and technological innovation marked the beginning of China's military legacy, shaping its destiny for centuries to come. Chapter 6. The Aztec Warriors and the Fall of Tenochtitlan. Across the ocean in the Americas, the Aztec Empire rose to power through a warrior society that valued strength and sacrifice. The Aztec warriors were organized into orders, with the Eagle and Jaguar warriors as their elite forces. Their weapons included the macuahuitl, a wooden club embedded with obsidian blades, capable of inflicting grievous wounds. The Aztec Empire thrived until the arrival of Spanish conquistadors in 1519. Hernán Cortés, leading a small force of Spaniards and allied indigenous tribes, advanced on Tenochtitlan, the Aztec capital. The Aztec warriors fought with unparalleled courage, but they faced weapons they had never encountered: guns, cannons, and steel armor. The decisive battle came in 1521 when the Spaniards and their allies besieged Tenochtitlan. Despite their bravery, the Aztecs were no match for the Spanish weaponry and disease. The city fell, marking the end of the Aztec Empire and the beginning of Spanish rule. The fall of Tenochtitlan is remembered as a tragic turning point in history, symbolizing the clash of cultures and the devastating impact of foreign conquest. Chapter 7. The Legacy of Ancient Armies. The stories of these legendary armies reveal not only the brutality of ancient warfare, but also the ingenuity, resilience, and unity that drove them. Each of these armies, from the disciplined Roman legions to the fearless Aztec warriors, left a unique legacy. Their tactics and innovations were passed down, influencing future generations and shaping the art of war. In every battlefield, there is a lesson, a reminder that warfare was as much a battle of wits as it was of strength. The rise and fall of these armies shaped empires, inspired legends, and ultimately changed the world. Their stories echo across the centuries, urging us to remember the sacrifices of those who fought and the indelible mark they left upon history.